Thanks a lot, George.
Sure.
A South Carolina community, they're mourning the loss of a Greenville police officer this morning. Officers and officials say that Officer Alan Jacobs was killed Friday afternoon while trying to catch a suspect. A memorial has been set up by Jacobs' car in front of a Greenville police station. Mourners left balloons and flowers to remember the officer. Officer Jacobs was a celebrated Iraq War veteran and a father of 2 children.
I just hope that they grow up to know that their father was a hero and he lost his life protecting the community. And I know that they're going to be very proud of their father once they get older.
The Greenville Police Department officials there say they hope this tribute helps the family, fellow officers, and the community as they begin to heal. A South Carolina Senate panel approved a bill that will require dash cam video taken during a police-involved shooting to be released. Judges now have to give specific reasons why the videos cannot be made public. The bill's author pushed for this legislation after SLED refused to release the video scene that you're looking at right here of a Seneca police officer shooting a teen. In Atlanta, an attorney there for the family of the man who died after a confrontation with sheriff's deputies in Georgia, well, they say that records show that the deputy used a stun gun excessively. Attorney Chris Stewart provided records from the November 20th death of Chase Sherman during the proceedings. He says that the records from the Coweta County Sheriff's Office show one stun gun was used 9 times in 2.5 minutes. A newly passed bill in Georgia is now stirring up a little bit of controversy after a nearly 2-year battle in the House. The House Bill 757 passed both chambers of the Georgia legislature. If signed into law by the governor, it will protect faith-based organizations who do not hire or host gays and lesbians because of their religious beliefs. Georgia business owners say this bill is important.
The only discrimination I see going forward is if the governor refuses to sign this bill.
Well, the NFL released a statement regarding the bill, saying that the league's policies prohibit discrimination. In addition to the Super Bowl bid for 2019, Atlanta is also scheduled to host the NCAA Final Four in 2020. The 2016 legislative session in Georgia will soon end while several contested bills are still on the table. Georgia lawmakers have until midnight on Thursday to work out the final details and vote on a number of bills that have garnered local and national attention. Among the last bills headed into this week are measures related to medical marijuana access, approving English as the state's language, and passing the state's budget. The South Carolina Department of Revenue, well, they want to stop sending an interest collected on your delayed tax refunds to state agencies. The agency director says that it isn't fair to charge taxpayers interest on late payments, but withhold that money when paying out a delayed refund. Over the last 3 years, nearly $14 million worth of interest went to a program that provides lawyers to children in the Department of Juvenile Justice. Some school systems in South Carolina are asking permission to start their school years earlier in August. A Senate subcommittee approved a bill allowing schools to start August the 15th instead of the 3rd Monday in August under the current law. School districts say they would like an earlier start date so that they can get the 90 days for the semester in before Christmas break. The bill now goes to the Education Committee. South Carolina students could see changes in their future report cards. State Superintendent Molly Spurman wants to change the state's current 7-point grading scale to a 10-point grading scale to help students compare equally with other students around the nation for college admissions and even scholarships. Superintendent Spearman says that the recommendations will need to be voted on before any changes are made. Civil rights leaders in Congress and members of Congress are on a 3-day historic race to relations, and they want to tour the South Carolina area. U.S. Representatives Jim Clyburn and John Lewis are leading more than 24 members of Congress on this particular tour. This morning, they will attend Sunday service at the Charleston Church, where 9 people were gunned down last June. Organizers say they hope the pilgrimage will be an exercise in forgiveness and strength. A memorial for the victims of the Emmanuel AME Church massacre is planned at the Charleston International Airport. It has many symbolic features like a round table similar to the one the Bible study group used and they sat around the night of that shooting. It also has two large stained glass panels, one with an image of a church exterior and another with hands folded in prayer, surrounded by 9 white doves. The airport hopes to open the memorial in early fall. In Aiken, hundreds of people came out to the 74th running of the Aiken Trials. Now, there were tailgates, vendors, and side betting, of course, and people from all walks of life were there to enjoy the festivities. News Channel 6's Ann Maxwell has more on this year's race.
Jim Herbert has been coming to the Aiken Trials for over 30 years.
Well, except the year that it snowed.
Herbert is originally from Baltimore, but since moving to the CSRA, his history of growing up with horses led him to the trials every year. Now it's a tradition for him.
And we got good friends who see the same people every year.
But the event has grown significantly over the years.
The thing that has really changed is they opened up the infield. So it's, I'd say about 10 years ago. They brought in the tents, they brought in the big tent party, so they've really tried to open it up to a larger crowd of folks.
With the influx of people, staking out a tailgating spot is getting harder. Each spot must be reserved ahead of time and is done by the previous year's tickets.
You can't move up unless somebody either doesn't pay their bill or passes away.
Herbert said he's had his spot for 25 years now. But spectators say that the crowd hasn't inhibited the event, but actually made it better.
I mean, the infield is full, the parking all out here on the west side is full, so it's great. It's really great this year.
A lot of fun there. Well, the spring steeplechase is next Saturday, and the following weekend, that's when you'll see the Triple Crown Pacers and polo match. A brand new event has people talking across the CSRA. The James Brown Arena and Beasley Media Group held their first ever wine and food festival. More than a dozen local restaurants hopped on board with other vendors to give hundreds of people the chance to try something new. Country music's Craig Morgan performed at the event. The event's organizers say that this is a natural follow-up to last year's beer festival.
I'm not a big beer person, but I love wine. And we didn't want to do something just for the ladies. We wanted to do something that would really speak to everybody.
Organizers hope to continue the event in years to come. Well, the Augusta Farmers Market is officially back in session. Hundreds of people came from all over to check out local vendors. The market has everything from fresh fruits to veggies to homemade salsa to jewelry and even clothing. We spoke with one woman who says her favorite part of the market is meeting all the local business owners.
We're just trying to help communities and other countries and, local artisans and bring exotic things here. We're hoping to have a store downtown about this time next year.
The farmers market is open every Saturday from now until November the 26th. The hours are 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the 8th Street Plaza. Time now for a look at what's ahead for the events happening this week. Now, if you need to take care of any business at the Columbia County Government Complex on Monday, you'll want to know about some construction in that area. A temporary lane closure and lane shift will take place on the Ronald Reagan Drive beginning at 9 a.m. It will be between Washington Road and Government Center Way. The closure and the shifts last from 9 until 5 p.m. Contracted maintenance work is set to begin tomorrow on portions of Interstate 20 and Bobby Jones Expressway. Drivers can expect increased mowing and litter pickup between 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. over the next few weeks. All work is expected to be completed before the Masters tournament. No lane closures will take place. South Carolina, they are taking action against young kids joining gangs. We'll take a look at a new summer program that will be offered when we return.